What if everything you spent your life building could be questioned in a single moment, not because you failed, not because you were wrong, but because someone else knew how to go viral? What if patience, experience, and real skills suddenly mattered less than followers, filters, and perfectly edited clips? That was the reality Amy Fleming never saw coming. For most of her life, challenges were simple in their own way. A nervous horse, a broken trust, a problem that didn't have a quick solution, only the right one. Amy understood those problems. She welcomed them. She believed in the kind of work that didn't announce itself, that didn't need applause. But this challenge didn't come from a frightened animal. It came from a screen glowing in her hand. The September morning was crisp and still, the kind of morning that made everything feel possible. A thin layer of mist hovered over the fields, and the air smelled of hay and damp earth. Amy stood inside Heartland's round pen with a 7-year-old gelding named Cooper. Cooper had been labeled difficult, dangerous, too damaged to fix. Amy didn't believe in labels like that. She moved slowly, deliberately, her shoulders relaxed, her breathing steady. Cooper circled the pen, tense and unsure, watching her closely. His ears flicked back and forth, his muscles tight, ready to flee if she made the wrong move. Amy didn't rush him. She let silence do the work. Minutes passed. 10, 20, 30. To anyone watching, it probably looked like nothing was happening at all, but Amy could see it. The slight softening in Cooper's eye, the way his stride shortened. The moment he stopped testing her boundaries and started listening, after nearly 45 minutes, Cooper slowed to a walk. Then, almost cautiously, he stepped toward her. His nose brushed her shoulder, light as a question. Amy felt her chest tighten, not with pride, but with gratitude. "There you go," she whispered. "Good boy. You're safe." Outside the pen, Cooper's owner, Patricia, stood frozen. "I don't understand," she said quietly. "3 trainers told me to sell him. They said he'd never trust anyone again." Amy reached up and rested her hand gently on Cooper's neck. "He just needs time." "They all do." They scheduled another session for the following week. Patricia left smiling, hope written all over her face. Amy stayed behind, leaning against the fence, feeling the quiet satisfaction that came from doing work that mattered. She didn't know it yet, but that moment, small and invisible, was already being overshadowed by something louder. 2 days later, Patricia called again. Her voice sounded apologetic. "Unsure. I'm really sorry, Amy," she said. "I found another trainer. She says she can fix Cooper in 3 sessions. Her videos are incredible." 3 sessions. Amy closed her eyes slowly. "Trust issues like Cooper's don't work that way," she said. "Anyone promising quick fixes is either lying or using methods that cause harm." There was a pause on the line. "But she has over 500,000 followers," Patricia replied. "That many people can't be wrong, right?" After the call ended, Amy stared at her phone for a long moment. Then she typed the trainer's name into the search bar. Madison Blake. Her screen flooded instantly. Perfect lighting, dramatic music, sharp edits, horses transformed in minutes, confident smiles, before and after clips designed to amaze.to most people. It looked like magic.to Amy. It looked wrong. The horses weren't calm, they were shut down, overwhelmed, forced into submission. Fear hidden behind music and angles. Truth edited out because it didn't fit the format. That evening, Amy sat at the kitchen table scrolling when Lou walked in. "She's everywhere," Lou said, peering over her shoulder. "Have you thought about getting more active online?" Amy looked up. "I'm not interested in performing. I'm interested in helping horses." "I know," Lou replied gently, "but this is how people decide now. If you're not visible, you don't exist." Amy wanted to argue, but the doubt had already taken root. Over the next week, 3 more clients canceled. Every one of them mentioned Madison. Promises of quick results, videos that looked convincing, a following that felt impossible to compete with. The financial impact was immediate. Heartland relied on training income to support rescue horses. Losing clients meant fewer horses helped, fewer chances to do good. But the deepest cut didn't come from business. It came from Lindy. She came home from school unusually quiet. her backpack slung low on her shoulder. "Mama," she said hesitantly, "why don't you have TikTok?" Amy frowned. "Why do you ask?" "Kids say the trainer online is better," Lindy whispered. "They say old trainers don't know what they're doing." Amy felt something tighten in her chest. Later that evening, she sat on the porch with Jack, mugs of coffee cooling between them as the sun dipped below the hills. "I did everything right," Amy said quietly. "So why doesn't it feel like enough anymore?" Jack sighed, staring out at the fields. "The world listens to what's loud now, not always what's true." 2 weeks later, the phone rang again. "My horse was trained by Madison, a woman named Rebecca," said shakily. "He was perfect in the video, calm, obedient. But now he's dangerous. He threw me yesterday." When Dante arrived at Heartland, Amy saw the damage immediately. His eyes were wide and frantic, his movements sharp, unpredictable. "This isn't confidence," Amy explained gently. "It's learned helplessness." He was overwhelmed until he shut down. Undoing that kind of damage took time. Slow, careful work. Days of patience. Small steps forward and occasional setbacks. As Amy worked with Dante, she began asking questions, calling other trainers, digging deeper. The pattern was disturbing. Different states, different horses, same outcome. Then Madison showed up in person. She arrived confident and polished, dressed like she was headed for a photo shoot instead of a barn. "I want to collaborate," Madison said brightly. "Old school meets new school. You get exposure. I get credibility." Amy stared at her. "You're herding horses," she said plainly. Madison's smile faded. "This is business. Adapt or become irrelevant." That night, Madison posted a video criticizing outdated trainers. Her followers swarmed. Reviews dropped. Messages poured in. And Lindy came home crying again. That was the moment Amy knew she couldn't stay silent. With Georgie's help, she agreed to show the truth, not with attacks, not with drama, but with honesty. They filmed the real work. The quiet moments, the setbacks, the patience required when nothing seemed to happen. And no dramatic edits, no music, just reality. At first, almost no one noticed. Then someone shared it. Then another. Experienced horse people recognized the difference. Real trainers commented. Stories surfaced. Evidence mounted. Madison's image began to crack. Within 2 weeks, sponsors pulled out. Investigations began. Former clients spoke up. One morning, Madison returned, this time shaken, stripped of confidence. "I lost myself," she admitted. "I cared more about content than horses." Amy studied her carefully. "Real training takes years," she said. "No," Madison replied. "I want to learn." Amy thought of her mother, of second chances, of believing people could change if they were willing to do the work. "You start at the bottom," she said, "and you do the real work." That evening, Lindy sat on her bedroom floor watching Amy's video again. "It's better," she said softly, "because it's real." Amy hugged her tightly, feeling something settle inside her at last. Fame fades, trends change, but integrity lasts. And no number of followers can replace genuine care. That was the lesson Amy learned, not just for the world, but for herself, and it was one worth remembering.